Thousands of Britons are expected to place bets on the tournament, and gaming companies have spent millions on advertising ahead of the event. Among those who stands to profit most is Ladbrokes, which operates over 2,000 betting shops. Ladbrokes spokesman Alex Donoghue explained the importance the company is placing on the World Cup.
The World Cup has always been the biggest betting event of its time in recent years. We're expecting this World Cup to be the first World Cup that for the industry generates over £1 billion worth of turnover just from bets placed in the UK. So we're saying this will be the biggest World Cup from a betting perspective, the biggest World Cup from a mobile betting perspective. And to kick things off, the opening game, England against Italy, prime time Saturday night, we believe that'll be the busiest betting football match of all time as well, maybe surpassing any cup final and any previous big international match as well. So it is going to be a massive deal for us.
The British government estimates that there are almost 500,000 compulsive gamblers living in the UK. According to Dr. Neil Smith of the National Problem Gambling Clinic in London, the World Cup will present an enormous challenge to those struggling to overcome their addiction.
There will be increased focus on sports. It'll be front of the paper and back of the paper. There'll also be an increase in gambling advertisements as well, encouraging people to bet, and probably more discussion in the media about odds as well. So national teams are always quoted with their odds to win or to get through. So it's likely that someone who is struggling with gambling will be more likely to think about gambling during this period.
We spoke to several gambling addicts, but all wished to remain anonymous. Patrick, a 32-year-old gambler originally from Belfast, spoke of the enormous personal toll that the last World Cup took on him.
I was totally out of control during the World Cup in South Africa. I ended up borrowing a few thousand quid I couldn't repay, and even stole some jewellery from my then girlfriend to sell, who ended up leaving me. It was awful. That's when I decided to get help from Gamblers Anonymous.
Dr. Smith advises those with gambling issues to do their best to avoid temptation during the tournament.
So that is, maybe they'd want to do things such as keep money out of their pocket, maybe hand their money over to someone else for that period of time, maybe pay less attention to the media as much as possible, maybe think whether they actually want to watch the games. Is this an early period in their recovery? Perhaps, this isn't a great time to be focusing on the sport at this time. Maybe they could skip this tournament. There'll be another one around soon. So it's trying to, as much as possible, increase your coping and be mindful of avoiding as much as possible.
But given the amount of coverage the World Cup is getting, for many gamblers, avoiding it might be a difficult task. I'm Bernie de Bousman, reporting from London.